More snow. It just started about a half hour ago. You could see my driveway. Everything was fine. There was no snow anywhere. Me and the kids built a little snow fort yesterday with them blocks. But there was no snow. Like I said, a half hour, 45 minutes ago, there was nothing. And now it started. The sky is looking mighty gray. Mighty gray. They didn't call for any snow, and then they said there was a light chance of snow a little bit coming through, and then I got an alert across my phone, lake effect snow advisory until 6 p.m. tonight, possible 2 to 4 inches. Now that same exact weather app is also saying less than a half-inch accumulation by 6 p.m. But the lake effect snow advisory is still on there. So we'll see what happens. This video is a little update. I've been having an issue. I've only been out plowing like 3 times this year. It's been great, but I've had an issue where I had the wobbly plow. If you guys watched some of my older videos, when I had my old red Ford F-150 and I had the Myers plow on there, I made a small video on it, on if your plow's doing the wobbling up and down, like when you're driving down the road, like both sides are just, the plow's flopping all over the place. I made a video on a couple things it could be, but I noticed to start doing it with this plow, and I've never had that issue with this Boss plow. I guess things were just getting worn out, but I'll show you what I did real quick. I have this GoPro in the waterproof case. It's snowing outside, so I'm going to try to make this a little quick, because I got the back down on it so you guys can hear me, but I'll show you what I did. Alright. Well, one of the main things that causes your plow to wobble is that right there. It's a center pin that goes down, goes right through, allows the blade to pivot on the A-frame of the plow, but it also keeps it from wobbling. So I couldn't get that pin out. I tried heating it and everything. I finally just cut it off and said screw it. Also, you have these bolts, one there and one there on the rams. I hope I'm showing this right, so you guys can see it. Those same way. See, I'll show you how much this ram moves. See that? Like a 1/4 inch. That's about all it should move. Well, it was moving like more than a half inch each way. And what happens is the bolts, they get eggshelled. They get worn down, so the bolt gets thinner over time. So I replaced those, the 2 there, the 2 on that side, and that center pin. That center bolt. Also, this main ram on the Boss plows, this ram is what raises your plow up and down instead of a chain setup like on a lot of other ones. And it just had a pin that goes through there with a cotter pin in it. Same thing up here. Well, to order those pins from Boss, it was like 28 bucks for the kit. You get the 2 bolts with the 2 pins with the 2 cotter pins. Now to get these bolts here, it's the same thing. They're like 7-8 bucks a piece. That center one there is like $18. What I did was instead of paying all that money for them, I took them out and I went to a local shop that's here in my area. It's called Nut and Bolt, and they sell bolts that are, I don't know, they're huge, up to like 7-8 inches round for building bridges and stuff, but they sell anything. So I took them up there and I got them. The bolts you get from Boss are grade 8. So what I did is I got grade 5 bolts, which are a lot stronger. I got those and I replaced all those bolts with grade 5 bolts. And then, as I was telling you, like this one right here, and then that one down there were pins with cotter pins in it. I replaced them with bolts, and that made a big difference there too. So it took the wobble out of my plow, but at the same time, I also had another issue. See if I can show you this here. These pins right here. Let's see if you can see it on that side. The new one over there, the new one right there. Those there were a little worn out too. All right, we're gonna go back inside where it's not snowing on me. Okay, so those were worn out too. So I replaced all the other ones, but I forgot about those. And I just noticed it now this morning when I was putting the plow back on the truck and moving the truck over out of the way. That was before it started snowing. And so altogether what I paid for those 7 bolts, the 2 on each ram, the center one, so that's 5, and then the main ram that pulls the plow up and down, 6 and 7, so it's 7 bolts altogether. And like I said, I went to grade 5 bolts. I went to grade 5 bolts instead of grade 8, which is what comes from Boss. The grade 5s are a lot stronger. And I paid total for all 7, I paid $11 at my local nut and bolt shop. So they're much stronger. I saved a ton of money. The only thing I left were them 2 bottom ones that I just showed you. Which I just realized this morning. I was saying, crap, I should have just got bolts and replaced them too. And then I'm thinking to myself, I have all kinds of spare parts for this plow. I'm pretty sure I ordered a set of them pins a long time ago, which I did. I looked in the drawer here. Which one is it? This one here. And there's the old ones there. They're beat up, worn. They're not even the same diameter all the way around. And those pins, I don't know if you can see the part number. It's MSC04251. MSC04251 pin. It's a pivot pin kit for an RT3 plow. I think it's pretty much the same on a lot of them. But anyway, I realized I had those, and so I just put those in real quick. But anyway, it took the floppiness out of my plow, which drives me crazy. When I go down the road and I hit a bump, it's going to move a little bit. It's supposed to. If it's too tight, then when you plow, it takes all the impact and puts it all in the truck instead of having a little bit of give on the plow. So it's supposed to move a little bit, but I'm talking, my plow is whoop, whoop, flopping all over the place. No good at all. It drives me crazy. And then you just wear out parts even faster anyway. So anyway, it's all nice and tight now, and that's done, and the back pins are now done. But if you guys have a problem with your plow flopping around, I know I made a video a couple years ago saying if you have floppy plow, this is how you fix it. So that's what I had to do to this plow to get the floppiness out of it. I know guys that have plows that are 15 years old and they're still nice and stiff and they don't flop all over. So you know, if your plow's starting to do a lot of floppiness and moving around a lot more than you want it to, you don't have to go out and buy a brand new plow, guys. You can just replace some pins, replace some bolts. And if you have a place that you can get grade 5 bolts from, I think some Napas actually sell them too. And Tractor Supply, I'm pretty sure they have them as well. But if you guys have a local place where you can get grade 5 bolts, go ahead and cut one out of there and take it up there and show it to them, and they can match it up and save yourself a lot of money. But you can get your plow right back to how it was brand new without going and spending, thousands on a new plow. But yeah. So that's the case. I got the itch, man. I'm dying to get out mowing. I cannot wait to start this season and start this new series that I still have not given you guys the name of, but you'll get it eventually. And we'll see what happens. All right, guys, I'm out.